You sent me a photo to edit, and so instead of explaining exactly what I do, I figured I would just make a video instead, so that it can hopefully you'll get something out of it. So I imported your JPEG into here. I mean, obviously RAW would be better, but I think it'll be fine. Um, so I'm gonna start. I don't know if you've used these Sven. I don't know how to say his last name presets. But ever since I've bought them, I very rarely use anything else. So I just wanted to throw a plug in there that I personally think they're awesome for the film look. So I think Sven one is my favorite. So I'm gonna take a look at that one and see how it looks. And you can see that the skin tones went a little bit too orange for taste, especially on Mom's face. I think everybody else's actually looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'll take this into Photoshop just as it is, and then I will reset this, and then I'll play around a little bit with her skin tones, and then I'll just mask it off, and it should, I mean, it should be pretty quick and pretty painless. So I'm gonna take it into Photoshop. Not gonna do anything else in there. That's fine. Sorry, I was doing self portraits today while I was hiking a mountain up in Lake Tahoe. So here you go. Now I'm going to go back to Lightroom and reset. All right. Actually, I'll leave it just like that, just to keep everything else consistent. And then I'm going to drop the oranges down a little bit. Raise the luminance until I kind of get her skin tone to about right where I'd want it, which I think is about right there. And I'll take this one into Photoshop as well. I know you had some questions with Photoshop and kind of what my process is. By no means do I believe that I have the most optimal process. There's a million other ways to do things in Photoshop, so it kind of, I don't know. This is the way that I feel comfortable doing it. Somebody else would probably tell you something different. So then I'm going to take it, drag it onto this one, then I'll center it up. And then from there, I'm going to create a layer mask. And I'm going to invert it. You can invert it using Control I. And what it did is put me now when I mask this off with a white brush, it will just be on her face. So let's take that. Let's change our brush to white. There's probably a keyboard shortcut for that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so I don't screw anything up. And make this happen. Ooh, too much. Let's drop the opacity down. Usually work around maybe about 20-21%, I guess. And if we need to take it down a little bit more, we will. Get it on her neck a little bit. There, and I think that looks better. I think everybody else's skin tones look really good in this. I know you had asked about doing some matte on there. I think the preset that I used, let's go back over and look at it in Lightroom. Where's my curves? Tone curve. Yeah, see, he added a little bit of matte here. When you pull this up like that, it adds a little bit of matte. So we could if we dropped this down. If we drop this down, it would remove the matte, but I'm having trouble pinning it. So I'll just show you in Photoshop. It's a little easier. So just add a curves layer, and then you can add a little bit of matte by just dragging this up right here. I personally think maybe just a tiny bit. Matte to me is one of those things that I think you should be a little conservative on. So there it is. I think that turned out nice with the matte, without the matte. I kind of like without the mat a little bit more, but if mat is your thing, then there you go. The mat kind of grows on me a little bit. So that's it. That's the video. I'll save this, both matte and non-matte, and I'll send them back to you via Facebook message. And then I'll post the video and shoot you a link. All right. Have a good night.